All sooky down. Most people don't know what that is. But the man on the screen right now knows that song. I'm not sure if the Magnificent Marching Machine plays Car Wash.
Not now. I'm not sure if we ever have, but I got an arrangement on deck. We could definitely pull it out.
Adam Silvers is the band director for the Magnificent Marching Machine at E.E. Smith High School.
Sure.
Bring that microphone in front of you.
Just a little
yeah,
bit.
just turn it. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good. And you were here begging for money.
A little bit.
Well, no, and let me stop you for a second, because and I say that facetiously.
Yes.
Olivia Smith called and said, "Do you know Olivia Smith?"
Not personally. I've seen her name. I think come across social media.
Well, it has come across social media because she's out there begging for money too. She said, Gilbert. She called me. She tracked my number down. Although my number's not hard to find, it's on 5 social media pages. So she called me. She said, Channel 17 did a story on E. Smith. They need money to go to Chicago. And I said, Gilbert Bays needs to do that story. I said, slow down now, Elizabeth. We got the band director coming in. When is it? Because my grandson is in the band.
All right.
So, Adam, welcome to Good Morning Fayetteville. And first of all, a little bit background on you, because you and my son played in the band together?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my
for
gosh.
2 years, back in 04 and 05.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
What'd you play?
I was a percussionist back then.
And he was on the mellophone or something?
Yeah, he played the mellophone, yep.
Yeah. Well, here we are all these years later, and Roosevelt Pratt was like the band director since 1813. I mean,
right,
he was there for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And, man, you guys have just put out a product that is just fantastic and has been emulated, duplicated, but never reciprocated in the way that you guys put the marching band together. Tell us about your background and how you ended up. Are you the band director after right after Roosevelt Pratt, or was it someone else in between you?
Yes, sir. Mr. Pratt retired last year, and that was my first year. And so I'm going into my second year, taking over after Mr. Pratt. It all started for me back in 2004 when I walked into the band room, Paul A. Russell Music Hall, and snuck back there on the drum line. Wasn't supposed to. He wanted me to play saxophone, but, drum line had just come out 2 years ago. I wanted to be Nick Cannon. So I snuck back there, grabbed the drum. They threw me on cymbals. And, I just worked hard, did my work, paid attention, and moved my way up the ranks, became a drum major, went on to be a music major at North Carolina Central. Was a drum major there as well under Dr. Joram Reed now. And just always had ever since like the 10th grade, I've had aspirations of becoming a director of bands, really due in large part from what I saw from Mr. Pratt. He made it look easy. Man. I see him do it all by himself, essentially, in a lot of different ways. And it was fun. It does a lot for kids, mentally, physically, all of that stuff, that's well stated. And so I thought, hey, why can't I do this? Let's take a stab at it,
Well, it's interesting you say that, because if you give a kid music, well, you're giving them a lot of skills that they don't even know that they're getting. My daughter Shelby played cymbals for E.E. Smith. JB played the mellophone, and all the kids. You try and give them some music and let them use it. So now it's gotten to the point where you guys have been invited to Chicago
Yes, sir.
to perform in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. How'd that invitation come, and what's that about?
Well, this particular parade, I'm sure that they may send out specific invitations, but in this case, we had to apply for the parade. I applied as soon as I could after the 2025 parade concluded. I applied in, I believe it was mid-December. I can't give it exact date, but long story short, we applied and we got accepted, and it's a little bit of a quick turnaround. We didn't find out until late May that we were selected, and so it's a tall order, it's a tall task. I might be a little crazy in thinking that we could make this happen, but I figured the kids are worth it. They work really hard.
Yeah. Well, when you say you apply, was it a video that showed you doing? How did that work?
Oh, yeah, it was an entire application process, answer some questions about the program, the staff, the size of your program, and you send a couple of videos and pictures, your social media handles, so that they can just check you out and see what's going on there. And so with the legacy that Mr. Pratt left for me to carry on, I was confident whatever they found on the internet, they'd be like, okay, these are our guys, And, we had a very good year last year, my first year here. So we're just looking to continue to elevate.
Now, you are going to be representing E. Smith, but also Fayetteville. Is there any other band from Fayetteville that have been given the invitation or their application has been accepted?
Not to my knowledge, and I'm not so sure if that has happened in the past. It may have, but that's not something that I know. But any band program is allowed to apply, and so there's just a process of going through that.
So, so here we are. Application's been accepted. You guys did all the due diligence that you had to get there. And so now it is actually getting 100 kids from Fayetteville up to Chicago to do this. What does that involve in terms of transportation and all that?
Well, you want to, try to cut costs as much as you can with a trip like this, but most definitely we'll be using charter buses to travel there. I believe that's about a 13-hour drive from what I saw on Apple Maps. But yeah, you got charter bus transportation. You got to make sure you feed the kids daily, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, what have you. And also you want to make sure that you give the kids a little bit of an experience, not just go up there to just do the work. And which is the parade, is a lot of fun. We practice to perform, right? But definitely want to give them some experiences. I want to take them to the Obama Presidential Center, which just opened, and do some things that they could really remember. It's all about creating the experience and the memories, and we tell them that's why it's a good idea to be doing band, in addition to a lot of other things. So just try to make good on those promises.
Your band has a great reputation. It's in the Christmas parade here.
Yes, sir.
It's normally the last band. Is that still the case?
Yes, sir. I found that out my first year, last year, as we sat in the back and we were waiting, which is great. But I was like, oh man, okay, we'll be here a little while.
Now, did you think that hey, they just put us last, or did you understand that that's like the primary position there before Santa Claus comes out?
There it is. Yep. I definitely get it. I've been gone for a little while. I graduated in 2008, and last year was my first year back, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, here we are. I remember.
Well, I mean, there are people who actually wait to see the band. There's always a rivalry between E. Smith and Westover.
Well, oddly enough, Mr. Bays, it's not like it was when I was here, man. It was intense back in the day, it was something. It was special. It's still, I guess, it's still there, but when I met the kids last summer, I was talking about and asking about the rivalry with Westover, and they were kind of like, well, it's not that serious. What?
Well, look, to the extent that Gilbert Jr., my son, went to Westover, and he was on the radio with me at Foxy, and Westover played E. Smith, and I think Westover won the game, and my son said on the air, but E. Smith's band won the Battle of the Bands.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't go back to Westover. I mean, there are a lot of people. Well, he could. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just telling you, you don't make that comment on the radio.
Right.
We were on Foxy 99 at the time. I mean, everybody, come on now, you're bass. I had to pull him aside. I said, you can't say those kind of things here. But the point is, there are a lot of people who go to these games, not only the high school games, but the HBCUs, they go to see the band, and the halftime show is phenomenal. And what some of these bands do in the Gremlin or whatever it might be, the amount of sound that they have.
Yes, sir.
And how can you play, a horn as loud as these kids play? I mean, they're trained that way, and the notes are there. It's not like it's just loud. It is loud, crisp sound.
Yes, sir.
How do you do that? How do you train?
It starts with, just proper technique, just like I'm a sports head, even though I couldn't consider myself an athlete. I love sports, and so I like to reference it. It's just like shooting a free throw. You've got to make sure your base is fine, right? And you go from there. So foundational air support, making sure your posture's good, and you'll be able to control your airflow and manipulate it properly without straining or overstraining yourself or your lungs and anything like that. So you just gotta teach them the right way so that they'll last longer, all those kind of things, and understand, there's always a balance to how we want to play.
If you're just joining us right now, Adam Solbers is the band director for the magnificent marching machine at E. Smith High School. They're on a quest right now to head to Chicago and be involved with the Thanksgiving parade that they have there every year. It's one of the longest running ones and most prestigious parades in the country. So you guys have put your application in. You've been accepted. You're going to be putting this together. But it's not going to happen if we can't get the dollars and cents. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to talk about a few more things about the band and how it's composed, who some of the kids are, and how the community can help make you this dream of going there come true. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be mostly cloudy with a few showers and a high of 96. Tonight will become cloudy and stormy with a low of 76. And Thursday will have heavy rain to start, then scattered rain by the evening with a high of 85. The scattered rain and thunderstorms will continue through Saturday before slightly drier and hotter weather arrives by next week. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, right now, 84. That's the number right now. 84 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and Fort Bragg. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
News and information for 4 decades. News Talk 640 WFNC. Stream on iHeart anytime, anywhere. Just search WFNC.
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 to find out more. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2 WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. The Bee Gees. Man, I tell you what, it's kind of crazy to hear some of the music that we got, but I guess the Greek is pumping it up. Our program director, he's trying to give us some flair. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what it is. Adam Sobers is the band director for the Magnificent Marching Machine. That is E.E. Smith High School here in Fayetteville. It is a historic band that has been playing since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, when Roosevelt Pratt Jr. had it, he I guess set the stage on how it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he mimicked some of the HBCUs, or did some of the HBCUs mimic what he's doing? Everybody saw Drumline,
Yeah.
so that was your motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been invited to take part in the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you found out about that in May, and through the application process, and now the quest to raise the funds are underway. How are you doing along those lines?
Well, we, of course, reached out to the community via social media, just asking for, willing donations and things of that nature. We're also reaching out to some businesses and corporations that may be able to help with, some large donations and help us out there. We'll be doing some fundraising things. We'll hold a couple of car washes here and there throughout the beginning of the season, and a fish fry or two, get something out the deal.
But those things, those are hundreds of dollars here and there.
Exactly.
We're talking about $100,000.
$100,000.
Okay, so what about the community, Cumberland Community Foundation? Is that a type of thing that they would fund? Do you know? Have you reached out to Mary Holmes and those folks yet?
Not just yet directly. That is on our agenda to get those boxes checked to make sure that we're uncovering all the stones we can. To just grab assistance where we can. We've got a couple of alumni that are reaching out to some folks that they know with some big time donors that may be looking to help. So within the coming weeks, we're looking to have that picture clear up a little bit more, trying whatever we can at this time to help get those kids there.
Well, you had a story. Justin Moore did a story with you on CBS 17. We got you in here doing this. And the most important thing, Olivia Smith is just calling everybody. She just lives in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And, but this is what this is. This is a grassroots effort to make sure these students from E.E. Smith have this experience.
Yes, sir.
And some, for some of these kids, they've not left Cumberland County, or really not left North Carolina to go anywhere. So this is going to be a trip that you're talking about, a bus. We mentioned yesterday, why don't they just fly up there?
Yeah.
Flying is when you have a bunch of equipment, would that be part of the reason why the bus is more practical?
Just before you even account for the equipment, the ticket itself is astronomical to take that many kids. So I did explore it, and I looked at, did some preliminary numbers, and no, charter bus is definitely the cheaper way to go.
Right, and that's not unusual. You have a lot of folks, a lot of bands and things. You got your equipment stuff right underneath the bus.
Yep.
Can you imagine getting to Chicago and the flight loses your equipment?
Yeah, man.
And then y'all are walking down. But I've seen E.E. Smith put the instruments down and still perform. That's part of your performance.
Yeah, sometimes throughout the years, you may have seen something like that. But yeah, that's a logistical aspect to it too. Just kind of have your stuff with you and get off the bus, unload. A couple of years ago, 2011. I had an opportunity to march in the Tournament Roses Parade with North Carolina Central University. We were fortunate enough to have Walmart donate an 18-wheeler, and they came and got our equipment maybe a week before we headed out to California, and they drove. It was a husband and wife couple. That was really nice. So things like that may, pop up. But
right, and so there are possibilities. Now, do you have the bus company already lined up? Which one you're going to use? You've been exploring. How's that working?
Yes, sir. We're working with World Strides, which is a company that works with groups and bands who do these types of large trips, and so we're using their bus company. That was the best rate that we had that we could find. Just trying to make sure we cut costs where we can to make it feasible.
How many buses is it going to take?
Well, right now we're looking at 3 charter buses. Hopefully, we can keep that where it's at, and we don't necessarily have to downsize, but we'll see what that looks like as we get closer.
Okay, so when you transport 100 kids, there's got to be chaperones and stuff, your staff in there. Do you have parents? How's that working?
Yes, we have our band boosters, and we also have some parent volunteers that will help throughout the year with concessions and with our Battle of the Bands, Gotham City, October 17th. Shameless plug there.
No, it's not a shameless plug. That's why we're here.
Yes,
so,
sir.
So is that a fundraiser for
Yes,
this event? All right, you give us the details on that.
Well, Gotham City is a Battle of the Bands that Mr. Pratt started back in 2003, and it has been band's biggest fundraiser every year from that point on. And it's where we invite bands from all over North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, wherever, Georgia. Some bands have come from even up that far. And they perform, they get adjudicated, they receive their awards. And it just serves as a great community event. A lot of folks know about it and have been there. And like I said, it is our biggest fundraiser. And our event this year is October 17th. It will start at 3 p.m. It is the same day as Fayetteville State's homecoming, but after the game, you can come on over and get some good bands.
But you make an interesting point, because if you didn't know it was homecoming when you guys, or is it always that way?
It was that way when it first started, and I saw that was the date for Fayetteville State's homecoming, but I was fixating on that date for a specific reason, and so in my head I said, well, we can still make that work. It has before.
Well, there's plenty of folks who were around, and if you didn't schedule an event because somebody else was having something, you'd never schedule an event.
That's all I'm saying.
So you do your thing there, and those folks who are going to come out to help you will be able to help you. All right, let's get to the nuts and bolts here. If somebody wanted to help and donate, let's say private citizen. Now, if you're a corporation, and the Walmarts of the world, the Targets of the world, any of the big car dealerships or something like that, if they wanted to make a donation, what do they do?
Well, I would imagine in that regard, the best method would be to write a check to the Band Booster Program. We can accept checks that will be payable to E.E. Smith Band Boosters. It's not E.E. Smith High School that is raising these funds. It is the Band Boosters, so that's not necessarily coming through me. Our Band Booster President, Mr. Randolph Williams, he's overseeing all of those things. So if anyone is interested in making a donation, which to the Band Booster Program, it would be tax deductible. You could definitely write a check payable to E.E. Smith Band Boosters. We have, of course, for some of our other folks who want to donate, we have Cash App and Zelle. We'll be putting that Zelle out information later this afternoon. But I do understand a lot of folks would not like to use those platforms for, their different reasons. And so we definitely are able to accept checks.
So, and that's for corporations or for individuals as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, the school system kicking in anything on this at all, or?
I'm not sure. This is only my second year in Cumberland County, but I believe I heard through the grapevine that the county does support trips in a certain capacity, but I couldn't verbalize exactly what that is right now. But yeah, I do believe that they'll assist us with some part of it. Yeah.
Okay, and can you give us an idea of what your performance will be? What do you play for Thanksgiving? All Christmas songs?
Well, feel good. Feel good music. Music is much more than notes and rhythms, I always say. So you just want to make sure that you pick the right tunes that will galvanize the holiday spirit and all that good stuff. So it's wide open, like you say. Christmas, you're kind of restricted to Christmas music, but with Thanksgiving, you've got a lot of options. So.
What's the band's go-to song?
Well, I don't want to spill too many beans, but I'm a big fan of Luther Vandross, so you can expect some Luther this year.
Well, the first thing would come to my mind would be Never Too Much.
Never Too Much, ain't that something?
And that's something. I'm just throwing stuff out now. Yeah. I don't know too many things. Occasionally I've been a DJ.
You might want to go play some numbers, man. We got Never Too Much in the arsenal this year.
Well, so and it's just one of those kind of songs that you can see. It's up-tempo, and it's marchable, I think.
Yes, sir.
I guess all the music doesn't have to be marchable. It is...
Well, in the parade sense, you want to be able to move, keep that forward movement, but other events such as, halftime shows and competitions and gym battles, things of that nature, you can slow it down and have a variety. But that parade, forward movement.
Well, and the forward movement is different than doing formation movements where people look like they can run somebody over and hit somebody in the head with a kazoo, and that's it doesn't happen. I guess there's two parts to the band. There is the marching, and then there's the playing.
Yes, sir.
And I live in Vander, and I hear the Cape Fear's marching band practicing, sometimes on Saturday, and I hear this thing that's going through the thing.
Metronome. Yep.
I mean, it's loud, and I don't hear any instruments. I just hear that. So what's happening when that's going on?
Well, that's a metronome bands will practice with in the band room and on the field during field rehearsal to keep the tempo and lock it in. And
for marching purposes.
For marching purposes and music purposes, to keep your pace and your tempo locked in with the ensemble. Sometimes instruments are spread rather far out on the field, and you can run into some phasing issues. So practicing with the metronome helps them internalize the beat and the tempo and just keep it steady so you don't fluctuate there.
All right, Adam Selbers is the band director for E.E. Smith's Magnificent Marching Machine in Fayetteville. They've put the application in. They've been accepted to march in the Thanksgiving Day Parade that's going to be happening in Chicago. What's the date for that?
It's on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving.
It's on Thanksgiving Day?
I think it's the 26th this year,
Well,
correct?
when else would the Thanksgiving Day parade be?
Yeah.
Christmas? Of course, yeah. It's going to be on Thanksgiving Day.
Sir.
I mean, sometimes you have a parade on Saturday.
Yeah.
When it's that holiday weekend or whatever it might be. But this is going to actually happen that morning.
Yes, sir.
And we're trying to get 100 kids up to the parade, and that's $100,000. 100 kids. I'm doing the math here. That's what, $1,000 a kid?
Just about. Just about. There's, other stuff that come up to that, but we won't, that's not exact, but yeah, pretty much.
Well, it gives you a rough, and are the parents being asked to foot some of the bill at all?
We haven't had our parent meeting just yet, but we will. We'll have it tomorrow evening in the auditorium. But in a perfect world, we don't have to ask the parents to do that. They're already responsible for just base band dues to get the band season started and going. So we're really trying to cover all stones to try not to pull from the parents' pockets too much, as that could be with the short turnaround with when we found out about the trip. That could be a tall ask. So it's. Like I said, it is a tall ask, but I believe we can do it, especially with our strong community.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt. Fayetteville's a giving community, and this is one of these special events. It is good news about good kids.
Yes,
and
sir.
I keep trying to promote that as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have a great group of musicians learning their craft, and to perform on that stage will be an experience that these young folks will never forget.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to do all we can to get you there. I'm letting you know now, Adams. You played with my son in the band. This is not your last time between now and the time that you raise the money that will get you back on here to make sure we keep putting the word out here.
Yes, sir.
We're in July. We got a little bit of time.
Got a little bit of time.
Maybe in September before the band event in October. Make sure folks are aware of that.
Yes,
and we'll get a running count on how you're doing and how much more money you need at the time.
Got it.
So keep some good books and let us know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news right now with CBS 17.
Good morning. I'm Greg Funderburg from the CBS 17 newsroom. Fayetteville police are investigating a shooting this hour. Police say it happened just after 5 o'clock Tuesday evening near Sage Street and Deep Creek Road. That person was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. We are working to learn if anyone has been arrested. Newly released data from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services shows a more than 80% increase in cyclosporiasis cases in just a week. The agency reports 561 cases statewide since May 1st. 350 of those are in Wake County. Agency officials say there's